So today I wanted to talk to you kind of a topic that's been in the headlines in the motorcycle industry for quite some time, and that's, is riding motorcycle, is the act dying? So let's roll the intro and we will chat briefly about it. Hey there, two-wheeled friends. I'm just gonna come right out and begin this with, it is November 19th. Most likely will be late December when you guys watch this. But here in South Dakota, it is supposed to be 52 degrees today, and it is currently 37. So I bundled up. I put on those pants that you guys watched in a previous video. And I am on my way to the radio station. I got to talk on the air. If you're new to the channel, you may not have seen that video, but I did a video where I actually talked on the radio station on camera. So I'm going to do that again. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to go down and click that subscribe button, ring the bell so you're notified for future uploads and activity. And give this video a big thumbs up while you're at it. So today I wanted to talk to you kind of a topic that's been in the headlines in the motorcycle industry for quite some time, and that's, is riding motorcycle, is the act dying? So, you know, we always hear about Harley's dying, and you know, the rider base is getting old and the new generations aren't buying motorcycles. So I came across this article last night, and I think it was from like 2017 even. I don't know, maybe that was another one that I was reading, but it was talking about not only just Harley Davidson, but talking about all brands of motorcycles, how, you know, the average age of riders has went from age 32 in 1990, and then it was like 2007, I believe it was, the average rider was, it was like early 40s or something on that order. Now the average age of motorcycle riders is 47. Well, at the time of that article anyways. Maybe it's changed since. You know, and I kind of fall into that. I'm 40 years old, just started riding. This is my second full season riding. And what they're talking about is people that were born in 1990 or closer to us, they're just not buying the motorcycles. But not only are they not buying the motorcycles, they're not buying vehicles in general. They just don't want to drive. They're not getting driver's license, and I was a little puzzled by that. You know, I live here in South Dakota where you pretty much need a car to get around. I mean, I suppose if you lived in the downtown area, you wouldn't need a car. You could bicycle everywhere, but we just don't see that as much here, especially with the cold temps. And then there's the second part of it, of the having a motorcycle as your primary vehicle. Now, I would never think of that, because here in South Dakota we get snow. Like I said, it's November 19th. We don't have snow on the ground. We did a month ago. It's all melted. So that gets to be to where you pretty much need a car, or preferably a four-wheel drive in this part of the world. So, and this is primarily in the United States too. I should put that in there, because I know other countries, they are still buying motorcycles as their primary source of transportation. And maybe where you're from, if you live in a bigger city, maybe, and down south, and maybe you can get by with just a motorcycle. It's just tough, you know, owning a home and things and only having a motorcycle. There's always things you're gonna have to haul. So I mean, let me know what you guys do if you only have a motorcycle for transportation, and how you get around some of those obstacles. So another part of the article I read is, so it is all brands. There's been a couple brands, and I can't recall them off the top of my head, that have tried to produce some lesser expensive motorcycles to appeal to some of those buyers. And, you know, they've kind of sustained. But a lot of the problem is the younger, they refer to them as millennials, they just don't have the funds. You know, they're maxed out on student loan debt. They are starting families. And if they're doing that, they're probably not buying motorcycles. You know, motorcycles are kind of a luxury item. And people just aren't buying the luxury items as much. So, I mean, what do you guys think of all that? I'd be curious to know your comments. You know, you guys know that I have a Harley, which, you know, there's always that talk, and I won't talk about that in this conversation, but, you know, what's Harley doing? What's Harley doing? That's all you hear. You don't hear much of the other brands. Well, I don't anyways. So that's just kind of that in a nutshell. I hate to see motorcycling, the act, the hobby, I hate to see it dwindle. I mean, I waited until I was 39 years old to buy a motorcycle, and I'm wishing I would have bought one sooner. So if you are younger, let's just say under 30 and watching this, do you have a motorcycle, or do you want one? I want to encourage people to get that motorcycle and just get out and ride, because you really don't know what you're missing until you do it. I have met so many amazing people. I have went so many amazing places just because of motorcycles. Could I do all that with my F-150 that I have? Maybe it would be different, though. It's just motorcycles create conversation. If you want to make friends, if you don't have many friends and you want to make friends, then buy a motorcycle. I don't know if you noticed that I was a little distracted looking over at our one store. There was little pine trees out front that were missing, and I don't know why they're missing exactly. That is the third police vehicle I have seen this morning. All right. Figured that was safer than sitting in that turning lane. Alright, I'm going to turn back around so I can start heading to the radio station. I got about 10 minutes before I'm scheduled. So we will wrap up this once we get out on the highway with some final thoughts. So my final closing thoughts, you know, when I was that age, the millennial age back then, so in my 20s, I was highly considering buying a motorcycle. I had the finances to do it, I just had the fear to do it. So I'm curious, if you are debating about riding a motorcycle, reach out to me. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer as much as I can. As I get older, I plan to continue riding, but I hope that I can continue seeing motorcycles on the road. I don't want to see fewer and fewer, because the baby boomers are getting older. They're either putting the bikes away or they're just not buying bikes anymore, and I just don't want to see fewer and fewer motorcycles. So let me know your thoughts. I appreciate you guys all coming here, watching. My fingers are a little bit cold. My legs are pretty good though with these pants, so it's an A+ there. That little ridge is kind of trippy. Here's the thing too with getting that snow, see all the gravel? So I just got to be careful in certain corners. But anyways, thanks for watching. Come back next week for another two-wheeled episode. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Ring that bell so you're notified for future uploads and activities. Leave that comment below. Until next time, peace out, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.